Hello everyone and welcome once again to Scorpion Cigar Reviews. Today I will be reviewing, in addition to the Romeo y Julieta from A.J. Fernandez, I will also be reviewing 4 separate scotches. These are from the Johnnie Walker collection. We have the Blue Label, which I will note is the only of the 4 samples which has a cork top. The other 3 all have screw caps. Also be reviewing the Johnnie Walker Platinum label, Johnnie Walker Gold label, and your basic Johnnie Walker Black label. Now, as you can see by the fill levels in the bottles, I've been sampling these for a while now, and based on what little is left of the blue, I've really been enjoying that. They range in price point. I don't know the exact price for like your standard 750 milliliter bottle of each, but I do know that the Johnnie Walker Blue is the most expensive and the black is the least expensive of the 4, and they kind of go up in price as you progress from the black to the gold to the platinum to the blue. Without any further ado, I will start with the Johnnie Walker Black. Now, I just poured these a few minutes ago, so I'm letting them sit and air out a little bit. And I have with me today, I have Fat Molly, the Bony Scorpion, and I have Angry Jack. And it's just all he is, just Angry Jack. Nothing else to say about him. He didn't know when to quit when he was ahead. He doesn't say much. Hard-headed. Bit of a bonehead. But that's Angry Jack. And I am a Scorpion. So, sampling neat. Just simply a dram, nothing else in it. Johnnie Walker Black. Just classic Johnnie Walker. Nice blended scotch. A little bit of citrus note in there. Maybe some subtle peat. Not sure if I'm picking peat up or not, but there's something there. The platinum. I'm sorry, the gold I said. Don't want to jump around. The gold. A little more rounded, a little smoother on the nose. A little bit of spiciness in there. Definitely some creaminess, some vanilla. Onto the platinum. Definitely more of a creamy vanilla note. Once again, a little more reserved as you progress from the black to the gold to the platinum. A little more refined, more mellowed out. Citrus note in there. Maybe a bit of melon. And then the blue. Once again, it's toned down a little bit more, definitely more refined. A little bit of vanilla. Something else in there. Okay. And then the Romeo y Julieta from A.J. Fernandez. This is a Nicaraguan. Much stronger. Has much more of a punch, more up front, forward, kind of a punch in the nose than most of the Romeo y Julietas. Much stronger cigar. It's a pleasant change from like the 1845 or some of the others. Those are very mild. This definitely has a kick to it. Very nice cigar. A.J. Fernandez did a fantastic job on this. Back to the Johnnie Walker Black. It's a real basic, typical Johnnie Walker. It's relatively smooth, but there is a little bit of a bite to it. Once again, a little bit unrefined. And I'm speaking from experience because I've had all four of these. Not real recently. When I got down to hardly anything left of the blue, I said, I've got to set them back and save them for a review. So I got the collection for about what you would expect to pay for a 750 milliliter bottle of the gold. It wasn't real badly priced. I forget, was it $90? I want to say it was $90. Each of these is 200 milliliters, so I ended up with 800 milliliters with a nice range. I know if you go to a bar and you get Johnnie Walker Blue on the rocks, it's $50 for just a shot of it, where you're paying $25 for a shot of the black. The gold definitely smoother, more refined than the black, picking up a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of spice in there yet, a little bit of caramel, and I didn't pick up the caramel in the black. Both pairing nicely with the AJ Fernandez Romeo y Julieta. This is a really good cigar, and it's pairing really nicely with this. Johnnie Walker Platinum label. Once again, the nose is yet a little more refined. There's a medicinal note there, not quite like a peat note, but definitely a little bit of medicinal note in the platinum. And I believe these all come in at 40% alcohol by volume. Should have worn my other glasses, or worn glasses. I think it all says 40%. Pretty sure that's what that says. Looks like 40. Are all at 40%, which is typical of Johnnie Walker. As far as I'm aware, there's no high-strength versions. I think they pretty much blend it and bottle it at 40% across their line. Johnnie Walker Blue. It just noses wonderfully, especially over these other three. Honestly, I probably should have gone in reverse order because it's getting smoother, more refined, mellower as I progress from the black up to the blue. I should have started with something that was more refined. The blue, it's so smooth. Great mouthfeel. Some vanilla in there, a little bit of creaminess. And similar to a high quality tequila, there's a buttercream frosting note there. A little bit of cinnamon. That sounds fantastic. Buttercream frosting, a little bit of cinnamon on it. Oh yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and add just a touch of water to each. These are blends, so you don't want to overwater. Don't even have to add water if that's not your thing. And being at 40%, you don't want to add too much anyway. However, it's my experience that the Johnnie Walkers, being quality, can handle a few drops of water, and it does open it up. And then I'll have yet another surprise. Something many of you may or may not be aware of. Typically, I would think if you're familiar with adding a little bit of water to your whiskey to open it up, bring out the flavors, you may be familiar with the next thing I'm going to do. So typically you would let this sit for another 10 minutes or so, let it open up. But I'm trying to keep my videos a little bit shorter these days. As you know, my past videos often would end up being 40 minutes, 50 minutes, an hour. I'm trying to stay away from that. I'm trying to keep these down to 10 minutes or something. I've tried that in the past, and I started off really good, keeping them 10 minutes, and then they just started getting longer again, 20, 25, 30 minutes. So I kind of lost focus on that. So now I'm going to try to go in reverse like I should have done in the first place. The Johnnie Walker Blue with a touch of water, just a couple drops. And now you have to be careful because these are a blend, and water can easily totally kill the experience. Very smooth on the blue. Did open it up, bringing in a little more of the spice. The buttercream frosting note has toned way down, it's almost gone. The vanilla's almost gone, so a little bit of water has really deteriorated the blue. The platinum smells wonderful. There's a chocolatey vanilla in there. Still a little bit of that medicinal note. So if you don't like peat, while this isn't a peat note, it's definitely medicinal. They kind of go hand in hand. So if you don't like the peat, you probably wouldn't like the medicinal. A little bit of iodine. A little bit of asparagus. Very good. The gold, a couple drops of water. I'm noticing a trend here. As you go down in, I don't want to say in quality, but you're going from a higher quality definitely to a lower quality. These are definitely all high quality scotches, but the blue is definitely the cream of the crop of the four. But as you go down, each one's taking water better. So it's like the blue is already in its optimum sweet spot. The gold, definitely some citrus. Definitely coming into some of the medicinal characters. A little bit of maybe cinnamon. The spicy, like a cinnamon disc, not sweet, but the spice of a cinnamon disc. Subtle, but it's there. There's like a concentrate there that's trying to open up. Johnnie Walker Black. Definitely coming into some medicinal qualities. Okay. Now, the thing that may be a surprise to all of you, you see in this bowl here, I have the Cadbury candy-coated eggs. In my opinion, Cadbury chocolate is far superior to all other chocolate. It's the creamiest, and it goes really well with whiskeys. Some scotches, I find typically the heavily peated scotches don't pair as well with the chocolate, but something that's not an Isla, something that's more citrusy, goes really well with a piece of chocolate. Johnnie Walker Black definitely goes very well with a piece of chocolate. The alcohol enhances the chocolate flavor. The creaminess of the chocolate tones down any rough characteristics in the whiskey. Very smooth and creamy. And chocolate goes very well with most cigars as well. Very nice indeed. Back to the gold label. Goes well with the chocolate. There's not as much roughness in the gold label as the black label to tone down with the chocolate. So there's not as big of a variance between the whiskey by itself and the whiskey with chocolate, whiskey with water, as there was with the black label. Tell you, if you felt that while you like the flavor profile and the smoothness of your core line Romeo y Julietas, but you want something that's got a little more of a kick, a little more of a punch, the A.J. Fernandez Romeo y Julieta is probably something you should look into. It's definitely got a kick to it, yet it has all the finesse of your basic Romeo y Julieta. The Nicaraguan makes it a little bit spicier. The flavors are more forward. I'm not picking up things that I typically look for in a Romeo y Julieta. I'm not picking up leather and earth and wood. It's more of a spicy note. It's more of a strength issue with this. It's definitely stronger It's more, you know, in your face, up front, forward, punch to the nose, without knocking you out. Bit of a grilled meat note there. The grilled is the key word to focus on, not necessarily the meat. There's a grilled note to this. Think charcoal grill. Charcoal briquettes. They'll flavor a meat differently than, you know, natural gas or propane or wood, you know, mesquite, you know, anything like that. It's the charcoal briquette does something to the meat. That's what I'm picking up in this. There's a different depth to it. Platinum still continuing to develop and open up. Oh, fantastic. It's opened up a bit, and with the addition of a couple drops of water, there's still a little bit of chocolate in my mouth. Add some more. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Chocolate is pairing beautifully with the Johnnie Walker Platinum. It's enhancing the chocolate flavor. Neither is washing the other out. You're full on rich, creamy Cadbury chocolate, and you're full on rich buttercream frosting with a hint of cinnamon on the Johnnie Walker Platinum. The vanilla, that medicinal quality is pretty much diminished, especially with the chocolate. Oh, fantastic stuff. Johnnie Walker Blue, some chocolate. The nose almost disappears. It's been sitting in the glass for a little while with the water. Very soft and gentle. Picking up citrus. Subtle hints of vanilla. Goes really well with the chocolate, but the chocolate maybe kind of overpowers the Johnnie Walker Blue slightly, just ever so slightly. I would wager that if I had not added any water to the Johnnie Walker Blue, it would have been spot on with that chocolate. The water almost killed the Johnnie Walker Blue. My suggestion would be to not add even a drop of water to the Johnnie Walker Blue. It's perfection in a bottle, does not need any tampering of any kind. And the chocolate goes wonderfully with the cigar. So there you have it, folks. I have reviewed the Johnnie Walker collection, Johnnie Walker Black, Gold, Platinum, and Blue. You have a range of price points, quality, provenance, if you will, from the top of the line to their core and everything in between. They all paired wonderfully with the cigar, all paired wonderfully with the chocolate. Be careful with your water. So I thank you for once again watching Scorpion Cigar Reviews. Catch you next time.
I hear a couple of city dogs. Hey, cities.